Right, Sam, thank you so much for your call. Jenny has called from Tonbridge. What would you like to say?
Hi, listening to some previous callers made my blood boil. That calling people that follow reform almost like a cult is absurd. Always linking the word racist to people that vote reform is another absurd thing. I'm not racist at all.
Okay. I don't think anybody has used that word so far this hour, but you're right, it is something that is used a lot in association with reform voters.
Well, the implication was there. The main thing to me, nothing else matters, whether it's climate change, whether women are allowed to have abortions, women's rights. The main thing that matters is we stop the Muslim Brotherhood turning Britain into Sharia law.
So
that is number one on the list. That is what it's all about. And the whole analogy of 10 apples, 2 are poisonous, 8 are okay. Now eat an apple. Which one are you going to eat? And you'll go, no, thanks, I won't risk it.
Right. Okay. And so
I don't. Is bad.
Sure. If there were to be, as you say, or in your definition, Sharia law in this country, what would change? What would be bad about that?
You're joking.
No, I just want you. I want you to tell me what you understand that to mean.
Well, I'm sure you're fully aware of how they treat women as second-class citizens.
Well, they don't let them get abortions.
Wrapped up in burqas, FGM, marrying first cousins, the whole rape gang scenario where they're sort of raping and pillaging their way through the young population.
So you really, if you care about young people being sexually assaulted, does it bother you then that Farage describes Donald Trump as the bravest man he's ever met and one of his best mates, and Trump is mentioned in the Epstein files more times than Harry Potter is mentioned in the Harry Potter books?
Trump's not relevant to what we're talking about. I'm talking about
I'm
the UK
talking about
and why people vote reform.
Sure, but I'm trying to understand.
Ending up under Sharia law.
But I'm trying to understand, if we care about women's rights and we care about young people and sexual assault, then Nigel Farage has said that he is part of a similar phenomenon to Andrew Tate, who proudly talks about assaulting women in his content. So why does that not bother you if you're concerned about women and young people?
Andrew Tate.
Pardon?
I didn't say it didn't. And Andrew Tate is toxic.
Okay, so why do you think that a reform government would be good for women and girls? If that's the kind of person that Farage describes himself as a similar phenomenon to?
Well, bar Restore, who aren't up and running enough yet to be a threat, Reform are the only ones that are likely to put a stop to this.
But there's no...
The Green Party are going to make it worse. Open borders, yeah, right.
The Green Party don't want open borders. That's misinformation. They've never said that they wanted open borders. Yes, it is.
Well, that contradicts everything I've heard then.
Where have you heard it?
Well, just there. I can't pinpoint.
Have you read the Green Party manifesto?
No, I don't read any manifestos. But I'm just ringing in to say that just because you vote Reform doesn't mean you're a racist Nazi. And this whole thing about being pro or anti-EU and that the EU hate Nigel Farage, well, of course they're going to hate him, because if and when the UK left the EU, they were going to lose a lot of money. So, of course, they're going to hate him.
Well, I think it's pretty worrying. I'm not going to use the word racist, but it's pretty worrying that you would categorise Muslim people in the way that you have. Because you understand that the vast majority...
The apples. That there's 10 apples, 2 are poisonous. I'm not saying 10 out of 10 are poisonous.
But you don't think that 2 in 10 Muslims are dangerous Islamists, right?
Well, we don't have accurate statistics, do we? But they're the main... There's tens and thousands of them on the terrorist watch list, of which some of them filter through and commit
But there's tens of thousands of white people on the terrorist watch list. That the majority of grooming and the majority of sexual assault happens at the hands of white people in the UK. Yes,
that is a futile argument, as if don't know white people commit crimes too.
Right. So why are we not worried about the crimes that white people commit?
We are, but it's like, to me, it's like local football or League Division 1 football. They're different categories. They're the same awful crimes, but there's different reasons behind it.
Right. Jenny, thank you for your call. Thinks that a crime is more egregious when it's committed by a person of colour, but is definitely not racist. The time is 8:49.